When I'm sketching out trees or nature in general, I like to treat it as a gesture. I come from a life drawing background where capturing the gesture of something is more important than its representation. So I look at the counterforms and I try to draw much the way branches grow. I like to block in and suggest the basic lighting, darkening areas that I know I'm going to want dark, but also sort of bringing out some of the texture that I've got in the gesso, the underpainting. So once I've got the character of the trees done, you can see that I'm really focusing on counterforms again, really looking at those spots. I like to just really quickly dance with the paint. And all of this is real time. I haven't treated the speed of the video you're watching. And so again, I think by moving fast and working gesturally, I can more closely approximate the way that color appears, especially in a forest with a deep canopy. This is a canopy painting. I'll flood a palette with many different colors and really allow them to muddy each other up. So this is all just to create layers of transparent glazes, allowing certain areas of the drawing to come through and then working back with counterforms. Areas of the underpainting that come through the final painting are maybe 6 or 7 different layers, giving a really beautiful luminous shade of color. So what happens to the eye is optically sunlight goes through all of these colors to the gesso surface and then back to the eye. And by using transparencies, one can get more rich colors. After I've got the underpainting basically established, I'll start throwing in opaques. I work a variety of ways, usually on an easel, but when I'm flooding in washes, I frequently work flat so that the valleys of the texture have a little bit more flooding in them. You can see it creates a little bit more depth to the texture if I can utilize the highs and the lows. So initially, I'm flooding the entire painting with washes, and then dry brushing after the fact will, the tooth of the texture will help me create, again, what I'm after is a gesture of the canopy, a gesture of the foliage. I'm not trying to draw a billion leaves. I want a nuance of leaves. I like to go back in with a rag as it's drying in case I want to bring out little areas of lighter or darker colors. I'll soften the edges as I'm going to. And now I can start dry brushing, opaques, building up rich color, and you can see the areas that I choose to leave transparent as wash. I can also at this point isolate little branch areas, so little clusters of light. I find that if I'm working with complementaries and I put in that neat ratio of, let's say, 10 to 20% of the complementary color right adjacent, so in this case the yellows are always supported by that yellow-orange is always supported by a deep blue, and they're actually often right close to each other. It helps the lighter yellows really flicker, much like happens in the forest, because if you've been in the forest and you've looked at the sky through the trees, you see that you could never, ever hope to paint it all. But you can capture a luminosity, a gesture of the light coming through, and I find acrylic medium to be the perfect way to do it.